Welcome back to another app review video. In this video, we'll be looking at a budget and tracking app called KeepM. I think that's how it's pronounced. This app looks like it lets you keep track of your receipts and helps you budget based on your spending. Just by looking at the screenshots on the app listing, this already looks like a pretty interesting app. I like getting excited about apps. I know you can't tell from my face, but this seems like it's going to be an interesting review. And without wasting your time, let's get right into the video. So the app I already like, just on the home screen, you see there's nothing going on, but it already tells you try an example receipts. Let's tap that and see. Okay, looks like they already have some samples that you can process. Click process receipt. Let's see what it does. I like the animation. On the phone I can feel some type of vibration, so the app lets you know something is going on outside of the animations you see on the screen. It actually starts vibrating in your hands. I like what's going on. All right, click done. Okay, create a budget. Let me see. Okay, I think it's categorizing the transaction based on the data from the receipts. It lets you know the total amount. Does it say a store? Okay, lets you select merchant. I think that one was from Costco.
One eternity later.
Okay, I think select the Costco. Already done. Okay. Let's go. Budget monthly done. Okay. Spent $50.46 at Costco, and this is a breakdown of all the transactions that happened based on this receipt. If you look at the receipt, you can see it's correct, and you see the breakdown of everything purchased. Now that is not my receipt, that is the receipt that is there as a sample, and it wouldn't make sense if we don't use the actual receipt, right? So before this video started, I already took the liberty to take a couple of pictures of receipts. I also blacked out some personal identifiable information like names, addresses. I don't want to get doxxed. I don't want you to dox the owners of the receipt either. So go ahead and upload a picture. The first one, I would choose the one from Walmart. This is not exactly a line straight, but let's see how it does with this type of receipt, right? Maybe it can reorganize the receipt in alignment. Okay, so it's from Walmart, which is correct. And let's see, is it just the breakdown? Not sure what this is, but is it correct? Let's see the picture. Okay, based on the image, we can see there are a couple of transactions which summed up to $34.34. Okay, there are a good amount of transactions. How many did it find? Looks like it found only 3, but it got the total wrong. It says the total is $98, which is incorrect. The total is not $98. The total is $34.34. So I'm not sure where it saw 98. Okay, so failed the first test. Let's give it another try. Let's try something else, right? Let me say, it failed Walmart. Let me try Walgreens and see. Let's see how it does with Walgreens receipts. Is it going to get this one right, or is it going to fail it as well? All right, it says 0. And okay, it can see that I purchased a battery, right? but it's not getting the amount. Now I cannot tell if it's because of the orientation or if that is because it's unable to find. Okay, the amount is right there, right? You can see there's not 1449, and the total is also right there at 1536. So maybe it has an issue with the orientation. Maybe that is why. If you're the developer of this app, can you let us know? Is that the reason why the app is getting the amounts wrong? Is it because of the orientation? Or is it just because of the quality of the receipt? Or is this more so of a implementation issue? I must say this is kind of a letdown for me because I was excited about this app. I've tried 2 receipts now. It has failed both times. I would try another receipt and see if it works. Okay, this one, the orientation looks fine, right? Let's see. This is from like a beauty supply shop. Let's see if it gets this one right, since the orientation looks correct. Let's see if it was an orientation problem. $17.16. Let's see if that is correct. So weird. Okay, it's on this one. It turned the image, even though the image was portrait mode, it turned it into a landscape image. But what I'm most interested in is the total, right? The total for this item is actually $18.19, right? And only one item was purchased. But it says the item purchased is $4.99, but the total is $17.16. So I'm curious to see where the number, okay, the subtotal was $17.16, but the actual total was $18.19. But where does the $4.99 come from? Or is that what it says? Yeah, $4.99. Where is that from? I don't see anywhere that says $4.99, but I do see a $17.16. So not sure. It also failed this one. This is going to be the final receipt before I make a conclusion on whether this app works or not. I was going to test with a poor quality image because I assumed or I hoped it will work with all the previous images. So this was more so going to be like a test of how well does it work with different image qualities, but I'm not even confident it's going to do well. This is a Costco receipt, but most of the text is, well, not most, some of the text is kind of removed. So my thought process was, if it can see every other receipt fine, get it right, I want to know if it's going to struggle with this particular receipt, but I'm already pretty sure it's going to struggle since it doesn't exactly get the ones that were actually correct, right? So we can see it says unknown. It doesn't recognize it as a Costco receipt or anything. So what I think might be going on, I think this might be doing some level of OCR behind the scenes. And the problem with OCR is based on, one, the image quality has a big part to play in OCR, and clarity of text. If the text is not very clear, or if you're using a model for the OCR that was not trained on a specific font type, is going to struggle. You see how the Costco is kind of messed up in the logo, so it doesn't say Costco up front, right? If you hand someone this receipt and they look at it as a person, they can tell it's a Costco receipt. But if you give it to an OCR technology, an OCR platform, it can't tell it's a Costco receipt because it doesn't know what Costco is. It's looking for the text. But if the text is, messed up as it's shown here, it can't tell. So I suspect that's what's going on, and I kind of had a strong feeling it wasn't going to identify any item. I just wanted to try it anyway to see if I was wrong. So yeah, I'm actually kind of let down. I had very high hopes for this app. This was hopefully one of those apps that I was going to use, mostly because this is a type of app that I previously built. Well, I can't say previously built because I'm not done. I was actively building the app, but I paused to work on something else. So this kind of technology, I'm always interested to see what people are building around this space to see how it all works. I've tested apps that failed, like worse than this, like badly failed. I've also tested a couple of apps that were really amazing and made me curious about what is going on. You know, what model are you using? Vision models? Are you connected to OpenAI or something? Brings me to my next point. If this developer is using OCR under the hood, I would advise to drop OCR entirely because I tested OCR while I was building my app and it failed every single time. OCR is like a 10% chance of it working fine. And for this type of app, you don't want it to fail, right? People would not be so generous to give you a second chance. So you do not want it to fail. I would advise you use a vision model, even if you don't want to use ChatGPT or OpenAI, because it might be expensive for you, in the long run. There are open source models, open source vision models that can extract the text or the characters from the image way better than any OCR technology or OCR API can do. So I would advise you use one of them. I don't even really know how to look at the rest because all of this stuff is incorrect from the receipt data. So I can't even really show the remaining features in the app, which is sad. I would have loved to go through every single thing based on the correct data and show you how the entire app works. But if it already failed the first parts, which is kind of what the remaining parts are based off of, that kind of limits what I can do. And it's not too much to the video. I'm sorry. I wish there was more to show, but if we can't go past this first phase and get it to working, get it to actually recognize the correct data, then there's really not much we can show. I guess you are able to manually edit different things. If something is incorrect, you can edit it, which is good, right? Especially for OCR or especially for an app like this, it might not be correct all the time. So you want to definitely give users the ability to edit and make corrections. So props to the developer for this. This is a good feature. I also really like the design of the app. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but the app looks like it's very well developed. Looks like they took their time to build this app, so I really like it. I would like to see an app update that fixes the scanning, the receipt scanning. If that is fixed, I am more than happy to take a look again and do an updated video to show that everything is working fine. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this an app you would use? I will keep the app on my phone, mostly because I am interested to see if it gets fixed. I'm interested to see how it works because, like I mentioned from the start, looks like a pretty interesting app, and I'm very, very curious to see how it all pieces together. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, catch you in the next one. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you.